So students, we are going to repeat the chapter called reflection and refraction of light. We had to complete this chapter today itself, so we'll move quite faster. Okay, so what is reflection? Reflection means what? When a light ray incident on any surface and reflects back or return back into the same medium is called as reflection of light. What is refraction of light? When light ray passes from one medium to the other medium, maybe denser or rare, maybe from denser to rare or from rarer to denser. Okay, it changes its original path. Okay, it's called as beta refraction of light. You are getting the point, no? Next, so we will continue with first the reflection of light. So what is reflection of light? When light ray incident on any surface and returns back into the same medium is called as reflection of light. See here, it is given in the same medium. Okay, on striking the surface is returned back, bounce back. Okay, now we will discuss the laws of reflection of light. So the incident ray normal to the surface at the point of incident, okay, and the reflected ray, they lies on the same plane and same point also. Same plane and same point. Okay, like here, suppose we have any surface, here the incident ray, that particular point, here we have the normal and the reflected ray also. They lies on the same plane and same point also. Okay, this is the first law of reflection. Number two, always the angle of reflection. What is angle of reflection? Angle of incident. The angle which is found between incident ray and angle normal. This is the normal perpendicular drawn on any surface is called as normal. So the angle found between incident ray and normal is called as angle of incident, and it is represents by sin I. It represents by sin I. Okay, and the angle of reflection means what? The angle which is found between reflected ray and normal is called as angle of Hamita. Yes. What did you say? Just repeat. Okay. So what is angle of reflection? The angle which is found between reflected ray and normal is called as angle of reflection, and which is represented by I. No, R, small r. And angle of incident is represented by sin I or I. So they are always equal for reflection. So I or angle I equals to angle R. So this is the second law of reflection. Okay, everyone. Now we will discuss. Yeah. Now we'll discuss about the image formed by plane mirror. So what is plane mirror? It is the plane surface having one side reflective surface and other side is painted by the material which is going to be very reflective, okay, like silver or maybe aluminum. Okay, such plane piece of the glass is called as plane mirror. So whenever you are going to stand right in front of the mirror, okay, so your image will form behind the mirror. Suppose this is the mirror, okay, this is the reflected surface and this is the painted surface, and you are standing over here. Okay, so you will see your image behind the mirror like this. Okay, first, if it is like forming behind the mirror, so you cannot project that image on the screen. That's why it is virtual. It is virtual. And if you are erect, means you're upside up and downside down in image, then this called as beta erect image. What is erect? If object and image have upside up and downside down, then it is called as beta erect image. Okay, the size of the image and the object is same. Okay, see the same size as object. Number two, image is forming behind the mirror. Okay. Yes. And yeah, and it is laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means your left hand side will appear like right hand side, and right hand side is will appear like left hand side. It is called as lateral inversion or laterally inverted. Understood, everyone? Next.
Yes, I understand.
Now we'll discuss about the spherical mirror. So spherical mirror we have divided into two parts. One is convex, or it is called as diverging mirror, and other is called as concave mirror, or it is called as converging mirror. So what is convex mirror now? Suppose here we have the spherical mirror. This is called as convex side and this is called as concave side. If convex side is acting as a reflective surface, then it is called as convex mirror. And if concave side is acting as a reflective surface, then it is called as concave mirror. Okay, these 2 points done. Some terms related to the spherical mirror, like what is center of curvature. So that piece of the glass, the spherical part, we have taken from that particular space, sphere. So the radius of that particular sphere is called as center of curvature for that mirror. What is the radius of curvature? So distance from the center of curvature to the mirror is called as radius of curvature. What is pole? Pole is the center point of the, or the line which is passes through the center of curvature and the focus is called as the pole, or it is the center of the mirror. What is principal axis? The principal axis which is passes through the center of curvature and pole is called as principal axis. Then we have principal focus. Whenever light ray incident on the mirror parallel to principal axis, after reflection they passes through the single point. That single point on principal axis is called as principal focus. Then we have focal length. So the distance from pole to the principal focus is called as focal length. Everyone, you are getting the point, no? All the concept clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now we will discuss about the sign convention for the spherical mirror. Suppose here we have the concave mirror here. Okay, here that concave side is acting as a reflecting surface, so hence it is concave mirror. So like whatever the distance we are measuring from the pole, in this side we are considering all negative. If you are going to consider in this side, then all the positive we will consider in positive sign, positive. If you are measuring any distance above the axis, then they are considered as positive. Okay, if we are considering above the axis, suppose we have object like this here. Okay, so it is above the axis, height is of the object is okay, so it is positive. If image is formed, okay, like below the mirror or below the principal axis, then its height is measured in negative sign. Okay, so we have 4 points here. This is the pole, so all the values in this side is negative, all the values in this side is positive, all the values above the axis positive, all the values above the below the axis is negative. This is the sign convention. Understood everyone?
Yes, I understood.
Okay. So just you have to remember that thing for mirror as well as lenses. Okay. Now we will understand about the laws of reflection of light from the mirror. Okay. So number one, when light ray incident on the mirror parallel to principal axis, after reflection they passes through the focus. Okay. This is the first rule. Second rule is what? When light ray incident on the mirror through focus, then after reflection it passes through the parallel to principal axis. So this is the second rule. Third rule is when the light ray incident on the mirror through center of curvature, it passes through the same path without deflection from its original path. Okay, these are the 3 rules we have to take into consideration during writing the or during drawing the ray diagram. Okay, everyone understood?
Sir, can you explain the third diagram?
Third diagram, that one. See, first
Yes,
rule
sir.
is rule is what?
Rule number 3.
Okay, suppose here we have the mirror, spherical mirror. Here we have principal axis, here we have focus, here we have center of curvature. So if any light ray incident on mirror and which is coming through the center of curvature, okay, like this, so it will return back from the same path, okay, from same path like this here. Okay, this is the third rule. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. See here we have, it is incident on the mirror through center of curvature and passing through the same path. Here also. Okay. Now rule number next. See. Again, see, laws of reflection means sin I and sin R, angle of incident and angle of reflection are always same for any like any surface, whether it is spherical, whether it is plane, or it is rough or smooth. Always angle of incident and angle of reflections are same. Therefore, sin I equals to sin R. Therefore, their ratio will be 1. So sin I divided by sin R equals to 1 always. Sin I divided by sin R. Okay, everyone?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the ray diagram. For that, we had to go through just like little quick. Suppose image is at the infinite distance. So all the light ray from infinite distance will incident on the mirror parallel to principal axis, and after reflection they will meet at the focus. So if object is placed at infinite, okay, this is the object position, so image will form at focus for both the cases, okay, for concave as well as convex. Now next, if object is placed between infinite and center of curvature here, okay, then image will form between focus and center of curvature. Next, if image is placed,
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. Sir,
Yes.
how do you determine whether the image is inverted or erect?
Okay, inverted or erect means what? Suppose here we have any object, okay, so this is the upside and this is downside. Is it or not? Suppose
No,
this
sir.
is the
My doubt is that on the principal axis, like when will the object form like into the negative side or the positive side when the object is erect
okay,
and
that
inverted?
I'm just going to explain you first what is erect and invert. Okay, erect means what? Suppose this is the object and here we have the image now. Okay, so if upside up here and downside down here, then it is called as beta erect. Okay, and erect object always form above the principal axis like this. Okay, you getting the point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And for invert image, if upside down and downside up like this, we have another like image like this. Okay, so it is upside down and downside up. It is called as invert image. Okay, and invert image always form below the axis, below the x-axis like this, always below. Okay, that's why their height we consider in negative sign, because they will form below the axis. So we have to measure height from here to here in this direction, and this direction is negative y-axis, so we have to consider negative. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next condition, if object is placed at center of curvature, then image will form at the center of curvature itself, and they are having same size, okay, as object. Then next, If object is placed between center of curvature and focus, then image will form between center of curvature and infinite distance. Next, if object is placed at focus, then image will form at infinite distance. Infinite distance. Last condition. If object is placed between focus and pole, then the image, this is the only first one condition we have, then image will form behind the mirror. Behind the mirror. Okay. And if it is going to form behind the mirror, we cannot project it on screen. So it is the virtual image. It is the virtual image, beta. Okay. So here we have the chart that will help you to understand about all the position of the image and object, their size, their nature. Okay. So position of object is here. We already gone through. If it is infinite, then it will form at focus. So here we have, these are the 2 points just opposite of each other. Okay. If object is placed at infinite, image will form at focus. Likewise, if image is placed at focus, then object is placed at focus, then image will form at infinite, like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Again,
Yes,
here
sir.
we have, see, beyond the C means beyond the center of curvature means what? It is between infinite and center of curvature. If object is placed between center of curvature and infinite distance, okay, then image will form between focus and center of curvature. Okay. Okay. So these points are again opposite to each other like this. Okay. Next. Now image formed by convex mirror. Okay. So for convex mirror, okay, accept that infinite distance. Okay. Except that infinite distance, if object is placed in front of the mirror beyond the pole at any position, at focus and center of curvature, between them or beyond the center of curvature, okay, image will always form behind the mirror only. Okay, everyone.
Yes, sir.
That's why, so whatever the image going to form behind the mirror, we cannot project them on screen. So all image formed by the convex mirror will be virtual. Okay, so this chart is for the convex mirror, image formed by convex mirror. After the class, I will share you that notes. It's really very good. Okay, so now we will discuss about the mirror formula. So mirror formula we have 1 by f equals to 1 by v plus 1 by u. Okay, and magnification of the object is given by size of the image divided by size of the object, or image distance divided by object distance. That's all. Okay. Next. Now we will discuss the refraction of light. So what is refraction of light? So whenever light ray passes from one medium to other, it changes its original path. That phenomenon to change the original path of light is called as beta refraction of light. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any like doubt from the reflection of light?
No, sir.
No, no. Okay. Now we're gonna understand the refraction of light. Okay. So what causes the refraction of light? Because the velocity of light is different in different medium, it causes the refraction. Okay. because speed or velocity of light will change. Okay, whenever the velocity of light or speed of light will change, it will change its original path. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we will discuss the laws of refraction. So let me change here. Let me write something. Suppose here we have the surface, here we have the air, and here we have the glass. Suppose this is the glass. Okay. So when light ray enters from that air medium is called a bit a rare medium. Rare means what? Particles are very far from each other, and glass is denser medium, because particles of glass are very close to each other as compared to the air. Okay, so when light ray enters from air to glass, okay, here we have the normal. It bends toward the normal like this. It is not going in a straight line path like this. No, it will bend toward the normal. Okay, and when light ray enters from denser medium to rare medium like this, suppose here we have again one glass, here we have the light ray. Okay, it is incident on that surface. Okay, so it will move away from the normal like this. It is not going with the same path, it will change its original path. Okay, so these are the two laws of refraction of light. Then again, incident ray, reflected ray, they lies opposite side of the normal. Okay, so these are the laws of refraction of light. Then here, the sin I and sin R. Okay, see, angle of incident and angle of refraction, they are not same. So I am writing here sin I or sin R is not equals to sin I. Okay, next. So the refractive index. Now we'll discuss about the refractive index. So refractive index means what? The velocity of light in one medium to other. Okay, their ratio is called as refractive index. Okay, see here we have absolute refractive index. So the refraction of light directly takes place when light ray enters from vacuum to any medium. Okay, or we can say it is the ratio of velocity of light with velocity of light in vacuum is called as absolute refractive index. Called as absolute refractive index.
So I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, basically in like the inner earth, refraction happens through basically it is air, right?
Yes, through air it is also takes place. Yes, because refractive
So
index of
we
air
write it
changes
as speed of
continuously.
light in air by speed of light in medium, right?
See,
So
light
we
ray
write
do.
it as speed of light in air by speed of light in medium.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
No. Not air. The speed of light in vacuum, and which is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the velocity of light in vacuum. Okay, for absolute refractive index, we had to calculate value by using this only. Like absolute refractive index is what? Speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in medium. It may be water, it may be diamond, it may be paraffin, it may be benzene, it may be anything. Okay, if we will divide the velocity of light in vacuum, okay, velocity of light in vacuum by speed of light in the medium, we can calculate the absolute refractive index. Okay. Okay, so we have already gone through that denser medium and rare medium, so we are not going to discuss that now. Now we'll discuss condition for no refraction. Only one condition we have for no refraction. No, we have two conditions. First condition, light ray have to incident on the like surface of any surface between any two medium. Okay, if it is falling on the surface perpendicular, okay, then it is not going to change its original path. Okay, it will pass through the same path only. It is not going to change. Okay. Okay. So lens is in your syllabus in this year or it is been removed? Yes, do reply.
Yeah.
So now we will continue with the spherical lens. Okay. So again, what is spherical lens? It is the piece of the glass having at least one surface spherical. Okay, at least one surface spherical. Sometimes it is two surface, so it is called as beta. If it is, see, this is the convex side. If that lens is bulge out from the center, it is thick and thin from the peripheral region, then it is called as convex lens. If it is thin from the center and thick from the peripheral region, then it is called as concave lens. Okay. Yeah, here we have convex or converging lens, which is thick at the center and thin on the peripheral, means on edges. What is concave? It is thin at the center and thick on edges. Okay. Some terms related to the spherical mirror, spherical lenses that we had on the spherical mirror. Okay, only optical center and pole was different. Here we have optical center, but on mirror we had pole. Otherwise all things are as same as we had in spherical mirrors. Okay, like principal axis, which is passes through the center of curvature, sorry, yes, center of curvature and optical center. Then we have principal focus. When light ray incident on the lens parallel to principal axis, after reflection they passes through the single point on the principal axis. That point is called as focus. Okay. Then we have focal length. So the distance from principal focus to the optical center is called as focal length. Center of curvature is the same. The lens which is derived from the or taken from the sphere. Okay, the radius of that no, yes, the center of that sphere is called as center of curvature for the lens. Okay, suppose here we have one sphere, here we have another sphere, so the distance from here to here will be the radius. Okay. Okay, so that particular center, okay, this is C1 and this is C2, are the center of curvature for the lens, for that lens. Okay. Okay, now sign convention. Again, same, no change. Just you have to remember that center point that we had on lens. No, on mirrors. If you will, this is optical center, no? Optical center O. It is also called as origin for the sign convention. If all the values, if we'll measure in this side, will be positive beta. Okay, from optical center to the x-axis side, and from optical center to x dash axis side, means in this side, all the values will be negative. Again, above the axis will be positive and below the axis will be negative. That's all. You have to remember that much only. Okay. You can decide the distance of the object, distance of the image, focal length, center of curvature. Okay, all by just knowing that only. Okay. Suppose this object is kept here. So the distance from here to here will be from negative axis. So we will consider that negative. Okay, we will consider that negative. Like this. Okay. Do reply.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now rules. So when light ray incident on the lens parallel to principal axis after refraction, okay, it passes through the principal focus, that particular point on the principal axis, that point is called as beta principal focus. Okay, so light ray will pass through the principal focus after refraction. In case of concave lens also, when light ray incident on the lens parallel to principal axis after, say it is a diverging lens, so it will diverge the light, but if you draw back that light over here, so you will see that light, if you will observe from here, you will see that light is coming from that focus. Okay.
Yes,
Next,
sir.
next, if light ray incident on the lens through focus, then after reflection or refraction, it passes parallel to principal axis. Okay, it is parallel to principal axis for both the lenses. Again here, the light ray will incident on the lens through the focus like this. Okay, so after reflection or refraction, it will pass it through the parallel to principal axis like this. Next, again from the center of curvature or the pole. Oh, no, optical center. No, it is not pole, it is optical center. So when light ray incident on or the passage through the optical center, it will not change its original path. It is not going to deviate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
now we will discuss about the ray diagram. So we have ray diagram for convex lens only, and we will have only one diagram for the concave lens here.
Sir, two, sir.
Yeah, this is for the focus. It is the common.
Yeah.
Okay, but for all the position above, like in front of the optical center. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So first ray diagram here. When object is placed at infinite distance, so all the light ray will incident parallel to principal axis on lens. So after reflection, they will pass it through the single point on the principal axis called focus.
F2.
Yeah, F2. Okay. So we have just opposite of it. Which one? Here. Okay. If object is placed at focus, okay, then image will form at infinite distance. This is just opposite of the first. If object is at infinite, then image will form at focus. Likewise, if object is at focus, then image will form at, it is focus infinite. Okay, like this. So that is also
Yes,
done.
they are just complementary of each other.
Yes, yes. Okay, next. If object is placed beyond the 2f, means it is 2f is what? It is center of curvature. Okay, so image will form between f1 and f2 to f2, means f1 is, it is principal focus, that f2, and the distance from f2 to here is the same. Distance of this will be same, that's why it is taken as 2f2. Okay, it is called a center of curvature. Okay, so image will form between f2 and center of curvature. Again, we have just opposite of it. Which one? That one. That one and that ones are opposite. If object is placed between 2f1 and f, okay, that means center of curvature and focus, image will form beyond the center of curvature. Okay, and if images are forming below, they are inverted. Okay, if they are forming above the axis, then they are erect. So here it is forming below the axis, so it is beta, it is invert image. Next.
Good.
Yeah, if object is placed at center of curvature, okay, then image will form at center of curvature second. Very simple. This is also done. Next, here, if object is placed between 2f1, no, we already done that, no? No. If object is placed in front of the convex mirror between focus and optical center, okay, then image will form the same side beyond the 2f2. Okay, same side. So if it is forming at the same side over here, okay. Do reply.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is the chart for the image formed by convex lens. Just take a screenshot for that. Here nature is given, it is virtual or erect, real, invert. What are the real image that you can project on the screen? What are virtual that you cannot project on the screen? Okay, now next. Yeah, now image formed by concave mirror. Now we'll understand that. Okay, so if object is placed at infinite distance, okay, then image will form at focus. Okay, next, if object is placed between f1 and optical center, object will form between two f1 and f1 like this. Okay, now characteristics of the image formed by it. So all images formed by concave lenses are virtual and erect. Okay, now we have lens formula. It is as like similar as mirror formula, but instead of that we have here, it is negative here. Huh?
Sir?
It is negative. 1 divided by f equals
Yeah,
to 1 divided by v
it's
minus 1
negative
divided.
in lens.
Okay. Yes, yes. Now what is magnification? It is size of magnification means how image large or smaller than object is. So it is size of the image divided by size of the object. That's all. Or if
Yeah,
height is
it's also
not,
equal.
if height is not given, so you can calculate also by the distance from image to distance from object like this. Okay.
In mirror, it's minus V by U. Here, V by U only.
Yes, yes. Okay. Here we have power of the lens. So power of the lens is measured in diopter. Okay. And it is just opposite of the focal length in meter. It is reciprocal of, see here, it is reciprocal.
The
1
focal
divided by,
length.
yes, yes. Focal length in meter. Okay. Yeah. So power of the convex lens is always positive because its focus will going to form to positive axis. And that of the concave lens is negative. When several, when several thin lenses are placed in contact with one another, the power of the combination of the lenses is equals to the algebraic sum of the power of the individual lenses. So we have P equals to P1 plus P2, P3, P4, and so on. Okay. Yeah, here we have completed the chapter now. Okay, so any again doubt from you?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, so we'll leave the class or we'll continue because we only 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we can leave today.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye bye, everyone.